Hello. Welcome back to another ASMR video. Hope you're all doing wonderful and well, etc. I'm back again with another soft-spoken video, and I'm going to be once again looking through the Dungeon Master's Guide. I'm going to do another thing. We did this last time, but I think the last one was soft spoken as well, which is to read through or just look through some of the magical items on offer in the DMG, things that normally might get looked over, that people wouldn't really think about, and certainly that I don't think about. I've got myself a coffee here in my DM mug because I'm the DM, and that's why. I just made it. I made it about 3 times because first time I made it I realised I washed a cup with a sponge that I used to wipe the side with chemicals. I took 2 sips of it, realised, and then went then I made a second one. The water wasn't boiled, so it was freezing cold, and then finally I managed to get this third one. So it has been a trial and tribulation getting this video together, so I hope you all appreciate it. Alright, so without further ado, let's jump in. I'm going to be flipping through the book to the magical items, which I shall see here. Okay. So, I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, which is just to flip through the book, see what takes my interest, and then we'll talk about it. Because I think that's an interesting one. I'm trying to go for ones that I just wouldn't normally think about, or that I would just pass over in the process of looking through for magical items. This one looks interesting. I've never really looked at this. I said I was going to go for like obscure ones, but I guess this is kind of obscure, but it is an artifact. I did the Vecna book last time. I think the what's it called? The evil book. I can't remember what it's called. This is the Demonicon, the Demonomicon of Igwilf, which is Tasha for those who are familiar. And there's a bit of an image of it down at the bottom there. The book, which you might be able to see, with a scalp clasp lock. It looks. Nope, not a skull, sorry. I meant a skeleton hand, but that's not what it is either. It's just a demon claw. Anyway, the Demonomicon of Igwilf is a wondrous item. It's an artifact, and it of course requires attunement. So this treatise, composed by Igwilf the Archmage, documents the abyss's layers and inhabitants, and is widely regarded as the most thorough and blasphemous tome of demonology in the multiverse. The tome recounts both the oldest and most current profanities of the abyss and demons. Demons have attempted to censor the text, and while sections have been ripped from the book's spine, the general chapters remain, ever revealing demonic secrets. Caged behind lines of script roars a secret piece of the abyss itself, which keeps the book up to date, no matter how many pages are removed, and it longs to be more. Wait, what? It keeps the book up to date no matter how many pages are removed, is what I'm trying to say there. No matter how many pages are removed, and it longs to be more than mere reference material. What does that mean? I don't know, because I don't know this item. We're learning it together. I don't know if this is a new one or if this is something from the old book. My familiarity with the magical items is passive. Abyssal lore. You can reference the Demonicon whenever you make an intelligence check to discern information about demons, or a wisdom survival check related to the abyss. When you do so, you gain advantage on the check. I would probably just do that in any check related to the abyss, or knowledge of it. But in any case, that's the abyssal lore. Containment. The first 10 pages of the Demonicon are blank. As a magic action, whilst holding the book, you can target a fiend that you can see that is trapped within the area of a magic circle spell. The fiend must succeed on a DC 20 charisma saving throw with disadvantage, or become trapped within one of the Demonicon's blank pages, which fills with writing detailing the trapped creature's widely known name and depravities. Oh, interesting. Once used, this action can't be used again until the next dawn. When you finish a long rest, if you and the Demonicon are on the same plane of existence, one trapped creature within the book can attempt to possess you. Ooh. You make a DC 20 charisma saving throw. On a failed save, you are possessed by the creature, which controls you like a puppet. As a magic action, the possessing creature can release you and appear in the closest unoccupied space to you. On a successful save, the fiend can't try to possess you again for 7 days. But another fiend trapped in the book can certainly try. When the tome is discovered, it has 1d4 fiends occupying its pages, typically an assortment of demons. Ensnarement. While carrying the book, whenever you cast Magic Circle, naming only fiends, or cast Planar Binding, targeting a fiend, the spell is cast at level 9, regardless of whatever spell slot you use. That's actually crazy, if any. Additionally, the fiend has disadvantage on its saving throws against the spell. Fiendish Scourging. While carrying the book, when you make a damage roll for a spell cast against a fiend, you can use the maximum possible result instead of rolling. Damn. The artifact then has some random properties: 2 minor beneficial, 1 minor detrimental, and 1 major detrimental, which are randomly determined things. Spells. The book has 8 charges and regains 1d8 expended charges daily at dawn. While you're holding the book, you can take a magic action to cast one of the spells with a save of 20 on the following table, and the table indicates how many charges you must expend to cast a spell. So for 1 charge, you can cast Magic Circle, which, as it said there, would be cast at level 9, I believe. Or maybe not, actually, it might be only when you use a spell. But I suppose oh yeah, it is actually. We've got Magic Jar for 3 charges, Planar Ally for 3 charges, Planar Binding for 2 charges, Plane Shift to the Abyss only for 3 charges, Summon Fiend for 3 charges, and Tasha's Hideous Laughter for 0 charges, which is Tasha's special spell, so I guess that's why it's in here. Destroying the Demonicon. Demonomicon. To destroy the book, 6 different demon lords must each tear out a 1/6 of the book's pages. If this occurs, the pages reappear after 24 hours. Before all of those hours pass, anyone who opens the book's remaining binding is transported to a Nuscant layer of the abyss that lies hidden within the book. At the heart of this deadly semi-sentient domain lies a long-lost artifact. Oh my god, what the hell? Frisson staff. If the staff is dragged from the pocket plane, the tome is reduced to a mundane, out-of-date copy of the Tome of Zix, the work that served as the foundation for the Demonomicon of Igwilf. The Tome of Zix can be destroyed like any ordinary book. Once the staff emerges, the Demon Lord Frisson knows instantly. Ooh. I think that's the whole thing. Quite an extensive one. So artifacts in D&D typically are not things that the party just stumble upon. They're usually magical items that are the focus of an adventure. So, for example, I could imagine a venture where high-level players are tasked with destroying the Demonomicon by heading into the abyss, defeating the demon lords on 6 different layers, but not killing them, so that they can be effectively ensnared and summoned, or whatever it might be, whether it's summoning or getting them to agree, whatever means it takes to destroy the book, or within the period of 24 hours, and then they have to go to this final level. This seems like a great adventure. I might write it. That sounds like a fun little adventure. So that's one of the items. Go through a couple more, I think. See what else we've got. Oh, it's good coffee, I have to say. Good coffee. Alright, what else have we got? I've got the Dread Helm here. It's a common item. That is positioned under my... There it is. That one there's the Dread Helm. And the Dread Helm is a common wondrous item. While you're wearing this fearsome steel helm, your eyes glow red and the rest of your face is hidden in shadow. So I guess it's like it makes your face indistinguishable, I guess. Just a fun little item there. What else could we look at? An interesting one here. I wonder if it's probably on the next page. Maybe on the previous page. No, I don't see it on here. Oh, there's some sounds upstairs. I thought this magic weapon had artwork from it. Maybe it's not on here. Right, well, we've got the Executioner's Axe, which is an interesting one. It is a battle axe, a great axe, a halberd, or a hand axe, anything with a slashing damage, I guess. It is a very rare weapon. You gain a +1 to attack rolls and damage rolls made with this magic weapon, and any humanoid you hit with the weapon takes an extra 2d6 slashing damage, and you gain temporary hit points equal to the extra damage dealt. So you can get some temporary hit points each time you hit with it. That's a fun one. I've got a couple of barbarian and fighter individuals in my party. I might consider adding that in an adventure. Especially those that like halberds. That'd be good with an executioner's halberd. Alright, as a hand axe that would be crazy though. But it's tempting, because I have a player who has an offhand halberd, an offhand hand axe. So maybe that's worth using. See, this is exactly why I'm doing these videos, not just to give you some wonderful ASMR. But also, it gives me an excuse to stand here and read through the book and see what we've got. Maybe I should just do a video going through one by one, but I guess, you know, at the end of the day, each video is different sounds for ASMR, right? That's the important part. Do you guys watch videos multiple times? And I don't mean necessarily of my content, but just in general, like, do you guys go back to a certain video and watch? I find that I do that sometimes, but it has to be a really specific video, or if I'm really desperate because the creator doesn't make a lot of videos, or they have like only a few of a certain kind of video. So I do find myself doing that a little bit, but generally I struggle to get, I'd say as a general rule of thumb, struggle to get ASMR from the same video multiple times. Just generally, I guess. What else can we go for? What is this? Let's look at this then. I've seen this appear multiple times, but I've never seen it. Oh, the Iron Flask is in here, by the way. If you are fans of Baldur's Gate, you will know what's in there. It's basically a Pokemon bowl, but a flask. But we're not going to go for that one. We're going to go for, I might look at that one afterwards, but Iron Bands of Bilaro. And you can see the Iron Flask here as well, which I think we'll probably take a look at in a moment as well. Up here. And then the Iron Flask is over here. So, the Iron Bands of Bilaro is a wondrous item. It is rare. This rusty iron sphere measures 3 inches in diameter and weighs 1 pound. You can take a magic action to throw the sphere at a huge or smaller creature you can see within 60 feet of yourself. As the sphere moves through the air, it opens into a tangle of metal bands. Also, it unwraps itself. Make a ranged attack roll with an attack bonus equal to your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency bonus. Interesting. I mean, I guess it's just a ranged attack. On a hit, the target has the restrained condition until you take a bonus action to issue a command that releases it. Doing so, or missing with the attack, causes the bands to contract and become a sphere once more. You do not have to be attuned to this, by the way, which means the enemy could see what you just did. If you missed it, could reach down, pick it up, and do the exact same thing to you. That's pretty cool, though. I'm tempted to add that into a game. Yeah, sorry, let me reread that part. Doing so or missing with the attack causes the bands to contract and become a sphere once more. A creature that can touch the bands, including the one restrained, can take an action to make a DC 20 strength athletics check to break the iron bands. On a successful check, the item is destroyed and the restrained creature is freed. On a failed check, any further attempt made by that creature automatically fails until 24 hours have elapsed. Once the bands are used, they can't be used again to the next dawn. So they can be destroyed, it can be reused if they're not destroyed, and any creature that gets caught in them gets one chance to... any creature has one chance to break the bands, and after that it just doesn't work. Interesting. Alright, we're going to go and read the Iron Flask, which might be our last one, but I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Alright. So, the Iron Flask, as we saw over here. What's this one? So, this is a legendary item. Goddamn, you get it in Baldur's Gate. So this wondrous item, this legendary wondrous item, is the Iron Flask. While holding this brass-stoppered Iron Flask, you can take a magic action to target a creature that you can see within 60 feet of yourself. If the flask is empty and the creature is native to a plane of existence other than the one that you're on, the creature must succeed on a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw or be trapped in the flask. If the target has been trapped by the flask before, it has advantage on the save. Once trapped, a creature remains in the flask until released. The flask can only hold one creature at a time. A creature trapped in the flask doesn't age and doesn't need to breathe, eat or drink, so basically it's a Pokeball. You can take a magic action to remove the flask stopper and release the creature in the flask. The creature then obeys your commands for 1 hour, understanding those commands even if it doesn't share or know the language in which the commands are given. If you issue no command or give the creature a command that is likely to result in its death or its imprisonment, the creature defends itself but otherwise takes no actions. At the end of the duration, the creature acts in accordance with its normal disposition and alignment. An identify spell reveals if the flask contains a creature, but the only way to determine the type of creature is to open the flask. A newly discovered Iron Flask might already contain a creature chosen by the DM or determined randomly by rolling on the following table. And then there's obviously a list of creatures here, so let's have a look at them. So, on a roll, so it's a D100 table, and on a roll of 1 to 50, there's a chance that there is no creature in this. So there's a 50% chance there's no creature. From then on, there's a bunch of potential options. So after that, we have an Arcanoloth, a Bone Devil, a Cambion, a Dao, a Deva, a Genie, and a Freety, Erinice. I might be butchering the pronunciations here. Fomorian, a Githyanki Knight, Githzerizerth, Glabzaru, Herzu, Incubus, Invisible Stalker, Marid, Marilith, Mesoloth, Nalfenshi, Night Tag, Nikoloth, Planetar, Redslard, Salamander, Solar, Succubus, Ultraloth, Rock, and Azorn. I'm a little bit disappointed in that list. I really would have hoped that a spectator at least would be on there, given that that is what's in Baldur's Gate. Also, that spectator in Baldur's Gate, by the way, is way bigger than it should be. A spectator is tiny in comparison. Even beholders are... That thing was probably about the size of a beholder, if not even a little bit bigger. Beholders are really not that big. Yeah, so there we go. Thank you very much for watching today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more magic items brought up and videos about that, want a request, or any other requests regarding the DMG or any D&D stuff, I guess in general as well, but just because this is what this video is about, presuming that's your interest, then feel free to drop them in the comments and let me know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon, all that fun stuff, and of course check out the videos appearing over here on the side of the screen, because YouTube has said you will probably like those. So with that said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Bye bye.